Hey guys, today we're going to learn how to make a Kumihimo cord or a round cord that is a type of weaving that uses a loom that is circular. So this is a circle piece of cardboard, but we are also going to call it our loom. That's L-O-O-M. And that's the name of the structure that we create the bracelet or the cord off of. Some of you guys have made these before, but we're going to learn how to start from the very beginning to make our very own loom and then eventually our very own Kumihimo cord. So the word Kumihimo is a Japanese word for gathered threads. So instead of loose threads, they have been woven together on a loom to create a cord. And this type of weaving has been around for close to 2,000 years. So it's a really ancient practice, ancient type of weaving that we're going to get to learn today. So to make the loom, that's where we're going to start. Everyone's going to get a piece of scrap cardboard and a circle to trace your loom. So this might look like this for tracing. You trace that way, or you might get a plastic one. Either one is fine. I would not use the outside of this plastic circle. That's going to be too big and get too clunky. You could use this inner circle. So when you get your cardboard, don't just take up the middle of the cardboard like that. Make sure it's not off of your scrap cardboard that you're drawing onto. And go ahead, line it up close to the edge without getting off. Trace your circle. I have a pencil with me. Trace my circle. I'm good. Go ahead, write your name on your circle. Now that I have my circle traced, it's time to cut it out. We're going to use big scissors, not the scissors in your bins or in your drawers, because these will actually get through the cardboard. When you're cutting with scissors, don't cut using just the tip. Push the scissors all the way in and use the back of the blade, not the tip. It's a lot stronger. It'll be safer and easier. Never cut towards yourself, always away from yourself and away from others. Hold it with one hand, use the back of the scissors, take your time on this, rotate the cardboard as you cut, use the back of the scissors. If your piece of cardboard is bigger than mine, you can always just snip off the size that you need, like this. And I could give this to my neighbor so they could go ahead and make theirs. I never put my fingers in front. Super dangerous. Cut all the way around. All right, my loom is halfway done. Now what I want to do is create a punched hole in the center. That's where the yarn will all go through. So go ahead, just make a dot about in the middle. Just make sure it's not really off to the side. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay, now I'm going to take a sharper pencil and I'm going to punch a hole without having my fingers in the back. Just kind of punch my hole, push it all the way through. You can even kind of go like that. You're good. Okay, now what we're going to do is make 8 lines or 8 like slits. I'm going to make us a little bit closer so you can see. So these 8 slits are where the yarn are going to be notched into. The easiest way to remember is north, south, or top, bottom, west, east, left and right. So it's kind of like a cross. Top, bottom, left, right. That's only 4. I need 4 more. So halfway between each of the notches or each of the lines, make one straight line pointing towards the center. All right, because we're on a circle. Halfway through, not like this close. That's too close. Make it halfway between each of those lines. Point it towards that hole. All right, now I have 8 slits. I'm going to take my scissors, still using the back, not the tip. Use the back, be careful, just cut right on your slits. You do not want to make your slits go all the way to the center. So if your loom is smaller, more like this one, be careful that you don't cut your slits too long and then accidentally cut your loom in half. Carefully make even slits all the way around for your Kumihimo loom. The loom that you make today is going to be your loom to take. I don't want you to take them out of the class quite yet, but at the end of class, or the end of this project, these will be home for you. Okay, now that our loom is made, that was a hard part, it is time to start putting the yarn on. In the front of our room, on our yellow circle table, is going to be yarn. This is where the yarn will stay. Yarn does not come to our colored tables. Why? Because if I take this whole yarn and someone is looking for pink at the front of the room, they're not going to know that we have it out because you have it at your table. So what we'll do is we will take turns going up to the yellow table, cutting the yarn that we need, leaving it there, taking what we cut, and coming back to start our loom. So I have already cut 7 pieces. You need 7 equal pieces that are about fingertip to shoulder length, and I'll demonstrate that in person. So fingertip to shoulder length, nice and tight, that is the length of yarn that you need, and you need 7 pieces, fingertip to shoulder length. So what you'll do is you'll find the end of the yarn. If you can see on a yarn ball that there's yarn coming out the center of it like this, pull from there instead of the outside so it doesn't get tangled. Pull from the center. So I'm going to pull this out, and I want to reach, I know you can't see, but I want to reach fingertip to shoulder. All right, after I have that measurement, I cut it. Now I have the length that I need. I don't have to like measure it fingertip to shoulder for every single one. I'm just going to measure it to the length of my first yarn or my first string that I cut. Okay, how many yarn pieces do I need? Yep, I need 7. So I have 1, 2, 3. You get the idea. You just keep cutting. All right, great. If you ever have loose pieces when you're done cutting, unless you're handing it right off to someone, take the end, wrap it around so that it's just nice and tight, nice for the next person. Yarn does not sit on the yellow table. It goes inside of the yellow bin. You will see that yellow bin. That is where the yarn's home is. All right, I got my string. Let's make sure these are not tangled. Okay, I have pink and blue. So what I want to do is match up all of the ends. Make sure they're all even at the end. Let's get these all situated. They have to be fairly even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I have them all in my hand, all 7. I'm going to tie these together with a knot. If you're not familiar how to tie a knot, watch how I do it. I have all my ends together. I'm going to take all of them, not just one string, and all of them and tie them in a knot. What I'm going to do is make, whoops, that one came undone. Make the letter O. Oops. Okay. Make the letter O. Do you see that loop? You could say it's a loop, you could say it's the letter O, you could even say it's the letter Q. It's the letter Q. So you have this tail. Do you see how I made a loop? It was nice and tight. Made a loop. Take all of this tail, send it through the back of your letter O, and here you have it. You don't want your knot to be too far in, so kind of just push it to the end. And when you push it to the end, that is where you pull tight. All right, now I have all of them together. Now I'm going to take this little knot, I'm going to bend it over, and just like it's like a needle threading through fabric, I'm going to thread it through the center of my circle. Now this is a little bit big, so I'm going to make that circle just slightly bigger to really fit it easier. Okay, take it, kind of just shove it through. You're going to see it come out the back. Go ahead and pinch it and pull. All right, that's all you need. So your knot is going to keep it from going back through the hole. So don't make the hole too big, but get it big enough to let it go through. Make sense? Okay, cool. All right, we have 8 slots, but only 7 strings. So what does that mean? Yep, one is going to be empty. One by one, I can make a pattern out of this. So I might do pink, blue, pink, blue. One by one, I'm going to take the string and put 1 string in each slot. What I don't want to do is just kind of loosely set it in there. You don't want it loose at all. You want it nice and tight. Nice and tight. Grab a pink. Set it in the next one. And they should stay in there through those slots. Next one. Make sure you write your name on these. We don't want to get them all mixed up. And there we have it. All right, my Kumihimo loom is all threaded up, and now it is time to start weaving. Now, weaving is no more than just the interlacing of threads. So, what I'm going to do is start to weave this. So the pattern to make a Kumihimo braided cord is this. What you're going to do is point the empty slit towards you, not away from you. Point it towards you. All right, that's your starting point. From here, count 3 up and grab that one. So 1, 2, 3. Not 1, 2, 3, but the third yarn. So 1, 2, 3. Pick up that third yarn, take it out of its slot, and place it in the empty loom. Now where is the empty slot? It's not here anymore, it's here. This always, always, always rotates towards you. 1, 2, 3, pick it up, pull it down. Got it? I rotate it. 1, 2, 3, pick it up, put it in the empty. Always point the empty towards yourself. 1, 2, 3. So just like wheels on a car, this circle is going to keep rotating. The more that you weave, the longer your cord is going to become. So your goal is to weave a Kumihimo cord that's long enough to go around your wrist, even your neck, but because we're using fingertip to shoulder length, it's going to be perfect length for like a bracelet. Sometimes you can even double wrap them. After you're done, then what we'll do, so let's pretend that I'm done with this one. What we're gonna do is undo it. So let's say that this is exactly, let's turn my lights back on. All right, we're good. So this is exactly the length that I want it. Now I have to undo it. And no one's gonna do this until it is at least like, I don't know, 8 inches. So one by one, I'm gonna take them off. Slip it out. And I might have a friend help me with this, but I would have that friend tie this end to this end. Whatever extra I have, I would just snip right off. And then I could wear this bracelet around town. All right? And that is how you make a Kumihimo braided cord. So remember, it's 1, 2, 3, pull it, rotate it, and follow that pattern. Now it is your turn to make your loom and weaving. Good luck.